So friends, it has been a great experience of introspecting on different aspects of the yoga, Vedanta, the modern psychology, to give us new directions, to give us new ways to think things, particularly when we are facing this adversity. It reminds me of one Upanishad, Kat Upanishad. So Kat means the distress, difficulties. So Katha Upanishad talks about many different stories. The most important one is the story of Nachiketa, who happens to have an encounter with the god of death. It's a very interesting story. Let me just share few salient points of that and then draw out certain imageries or certain images that is described, which is very contextual at the present context right now. So the story goes like Nachiketa was a small boy, just like 10 to 12 years old boy, and his dad's name was Vajasrava. So Vajasrava was doing a sacrificial performances like a yajna. So at the end of the yajna, you are supposed to give some dana or some dakshina to the Brahmins who participated in the sacrifice. And you are supposed to give the best of the things that you have. It's like you're giving gift to the god or the seekers, Brahmins. So after the yajna was performed, the Rishi Vajasrava was giving all useless things, like all worn out cows who probably would not live more than a few days. They don't have any milk there in their udder. By looking at this, a grace dawned onto the son Nachiketa, and he got the courage. He thought about it. This is not going to take my dad to heaven or to Vaikuntha. He's not going to get any dues for this sacrifice that he has made. So he approached his dad and then talked to him like, "No, Dad, this is not true. This is not real. This is not good, what you're doing." And the dad got angry at him. He again approached. He got angry. And finally, the son has the audacity to ask him, "Okay, Dad, tell me, who are you going to give me to? Like, who are you going to give it?" And then the dad got extremely angry at him, and he said that, "I am going to give you to the god of death, or to Yama." Basically, you go to death out of anger. And immediately his dad realized his mistake and then repented for it. But the kid was very adamant about it. He said like, "Okay, you said that, I'm going to approach the god of death." So he marched towards the god of death. There are many different interpretations how he went and met the god of death. That's a different story. But he went to the abode of Lord Yama, and it looks like Yama was out on his tour to collect more souls. And he had to wait for 3 nights without food, without water, without sleep. So after 3 nights, Yama comes back, and then the guard rushes back to him and says like, "Now, look sir, a Brahmin boy has been waiting here for you for last 3 nights without any food, without any sleep. So please come and meet him as soon as possible." So immediately Yama rushed to him, and it is a great deal, because if somebody waits for you 3 nights, it's a difficult thing, it's a sin if you don't take care of that. So immediately Yama said like, "Before anything, I would like to give you 3 boons to compensate for the 3 nights of sleepless nights that you have waited for me. Please ask me 3 boons. The first boon that Nachiketa asked to Yama is like, "Please give me or give my dad grace. Give him peace of mind. Give him calmness. Give him the true wisdom. And also make sure that when I go back to him, he receives me." So, that's a great, smart package, because he came to Lord of Death. He doesn't want to stay there. He wants to go back. And he sought for peace. He sought for grace. He sought for peace of mind for his dad. And that's the most important thing in our life, isn't it? So this itself talks about this moral of something which is very important to take away from this story, is something called Shreyas and something called Prayas. So Shreyas means something that you should be doing, something good for you. And Prayas means something pleasant, which may not be good. And always life offers opportunities for us to discriminate what is Shreyas and what is Preyas. And most of the time, we might be tempted to listen to the sense organs or sensory pleasures and take this path of Preyas rather than Shreyas. Right? Think about the classic example that teachers give is on a plate. If you think about one cupcake and an apple, like if you give it to a small child, a toddler, 4 or 5 years old child, obviously like he'll just look at the cupcake and then eat it right away. That's the Preyas thing for him. But for an adult, like you might think about what is good for me. Maybe you choose an apple than the cupcake. So that gives the analogy of what is Shreyas and what is Preyas, what is good for you in a long term and what is pleasant for you in a short term. So if we become careful at any given point of time, you see at one level or other, these choices have to be made in a profound way, in a diligent way. Otherwise, we'll be trapped into the path of Preyas-seeking mind rather than Shreyas-seeking intelligence. You have to make a choice. That's the first thing that we have to learn from this story. The second boon, he asked for, tell me that flame, that sacrifice through which human beings can conquer death and then enjoy life afterwards. What is that inner fire that you have to raise to get awakened? This is also a great question he asked for. He was a very sincere student. And Yama explained to him bit by bit, how to make these 3 layers of bricks and how to make the sacrificial fire ceremony. And then these are all metaphorical stories. And all these things also mean internal journey. The 3 bricks that talked about are our physical body, our vital body, and our mind. How you have to use these 3 resources or these 3 levels to go deeper, to enlighten the fire of knowledge. So he learned that, the whole concept of how to make this fire ceremony, and especially after death. So that is why, he learned it very diligently. He practiced it, whatever he said, and the Yama was very happy about it. And of course, he gave him 2 more grants of boons, sub gifts. He first said, this, you are so sincere a student, you have asked this internal fire, and I am going to name this fire. It's called Nachiketa fire, which is performed everywhere after people die. That is not the only time, but the true wise people, they lit this Nachiketa fire while they're alive also to get enlightened. So this is a beautiful narration of the whole story, how to perform this Nachiketa fire. And he got a beautiful necklace with a lot of gems and diamonds. And finally, the most important time is for the boon, third boon. So he said, the third boon, give me that true knowledge. What happens after death? Some people say the subtle body escapes and then it goes somewhere else and it waits for somewhere else, or the subtle body doesn't go anywhere. So there's a lot of confusion between everybody's mind. What exactly happens after death? So tell me the truth of death. Then Yama said there's a very, very deeper concept. Even the gods, so-called demigods, are very confused about it. And then, don't ask for that. You're not ready for that yet. He said yes, I'm ready for that. Please give me that. And in fact, Yama went quite far to allure him on many different things. I'll give you horses, I'll give you elephants, I'll give you lands, I'll give you damsels, I'll give you all the wealth and luxuries of life. Ask for those. Why are you asking for death? The knowledge about death. He said I'm already a king's son and I've got some of those already. And even if you give more of those, one day you will take them away. So that is not going to be permanent with me. It's all transitory. Again, the concept of Shreyas and Preyas, you see how he is so enlightened. And finally, he was so persistent that Yama had to give him the knowledge of death. And he explains the whole concept, how the journey of the soul and, things like that. That's a very deeper aspect. But in those narration, he talks about many different images, many different examples. That is very, very important in Kathopanishad. One of the great examples that I would like to cite today, he talks about a cart. Our life is more analogous to. So in this cart there are 10 horses and there are reins going through the horses, and somebody is holding the rein in the driver's seat, and somebody is sitting in the back seat as the rider of the horse, and there is a path. So it's a metaphorical story. This whole story is about our body is like a cart, and the 10 horses represent our 5 sense organs, Gyanendriyas, and 5 action organs, the Karmendriyas. And the reins that passing through the horses are like the mind, is the mind, and the person who is holding the rein is the intelligence. So that means if the mind is not able to do its job to control the sense organs, then the horses will go in 10 different directions, and the cart of our life will not go in the right path that you have chosen. And the grace will never come to our life. So the mind has to control the sense organs. And how does he control? The intelligence has to give him the instructions. So the mind has to report to his boss, intelligence. But most of the time, because of the prayers concept, the mind collaborates with the sense organs and gives us and takes us to different path by getting attracted to different objects. So all the different objects in our life are compared to the path that it is talked about here. That the worldly path, on different ways, we get distracted from the main course of our life. So the intelligence has to guide the mind about what is Shreyas, what is good for us. And how does the intelligence get the direction? From where? He gets the direction from the soul, who is the rider in the back seat. So the soul has to inspire the intelligence has to inspire the mind has to inspire the sense organs. Then only we can derive the right concept of what is prayas and what is shreyas, and choose the right decision to move in the right way, with the right approach, with the right knowledge, with the right tools and techniques, with the right set of efforts, with the right mindset. And then of course the grace will dawn onto our life.